This video will teach you a lot. I want you to learn from this. Watch this video, like this video, and subscribe. God bless you.
Many young ladies are acting as wives before the time. Don't sleep in a man's house. Don't ever. When they tell you things like this, you're like, what do you mean? We have to know each other. I'm going to tell you how to know somebody. We'll get to that point. Proverbs 9, verse 17 says, stolen waters is sweet. Stolen waters is very sweet. What you thief, what you are stealing as a youth is sweet. Let me tell you something. Marriage, when you are married, it does not stop you from liking somebody. So in case you think that once you get married, no, you are still going to like somebody. That's the truth. Even in marriage, you see someone and you'll be attracted to that person. So there's a difference between love and being attracted. Being attracted to somebody is not love. Love is accommodation. Being attracted is a feeling. And feelings are not permanent. Feelings can change. That's why somebody you are crazy about today, tomorrow you start looking at the person and say, wait, did me and this one ever talk? You know what happened? Feelings have changed. Feelings can change, but love cannot change. So you now understand that feeling is not what? It's not love. It's not love. So let's get that clearly, that what you call love is not enough. You need to understand your ability to have a relationship. I was reading something one time. Now this is very funny. What I read shocked me. I found out from survey, because most times I do statistics, I read survey. Survey comes from a function of how people go about brainstorming, they do analysis, so they arrive at a conclusion. So I normally like to read survey. People have already done all the work. What did they arrive at? Something shocked me. They did a survey and they discovered that only 4% of arranged marriage end up in divorce. But 60% of autonomous, what you choose by yourself, end up in divorce. I was confused. 4%, only 4% of marriages that parents arrange. They didn't know themselves, they didn't love themselves. But 60% of the ones that chose by themselves is because they do not understand what they did. It's like somebody coming to you and say, God said, you are my partner. I had a revelation and I prayed, I saw that God said you're my partner. That should not be a negotiation power. You don't put that on the table. Whatever God told you is personal to you. God's wisdom is better than God's leading. Because the proof, God can speak to you that this is your partner, and yet both of you end up in divorce. Are you aware? God can speak to you, this is your partner, and both of you end up in divorce. Because after God tells you this is your partner, God will only lead you. But God will not teach you how to be responsible. The responsibility is up to you. How you are responsible. God said this is your partner. How you not treat the person is not up to God. God said this is your partner. How you not treat the person, the way you behave to the person is a function of knowledge. There are no bad people. When a marriage breaks, it's not because two people are bad. It's just that two people are not meant for each other. Or even if they are meant for each other, they are not in understanding of what is expected of each other. So they say, oh, that woman is bad. Oh, she has been divorced 3 times. So society begins to look down on her. Not because she's bad, but because she doesn't know much about marriage. Even if she does, she has not met people who are compatible to her. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. She has not met people who are compatible to her. The people she meets, or the people he meets, are people who are all about themselves. You see, when I see people dancing on wedding, I'm looking at them, I'm confused. Do you know what you are entering? My father was a soldier. My mother was a police woman. So I know a lot about the barrack. When they post somebody to Northeast, the wife start crying. Marriage is Northeast. Marriage is Northeast. When they post somebody to Northeast, they start crying. When you are getting married, have you seen a soldier? They are sending you to war and he's jubilating. I'm going into Sambisa. I'm going into that. I'm going to Sambisa. I'm going into that. That's what marriage is. Marriage is problem. 1 Corinthians 7:28. 1 Corinthians 7:28. Are we using the screen? But let's do message translation and TPT. 1 Corinthians 7:28. But there's certainty, no sin in getting married, whether you are a virgin or not. All I'm saying is that when you marry, you take on additional stress in an already stressful time. I want to spare you And I want to spare you if possible. Paul was saying, I'm not married. If it's possible, don't get married. Because when you marry, it's double stress. That's what Paul was saying. But if you do get married, you haven't sinned. This is the TPT. It is just that I would want to spare you the problems you will face with extra challenges of being married. So if you understand marriage, you will know that it is sometimes when I'm studying, some kind of revelations are coming to my head. That's when Mama will come and carry herself and come and lie down and hold me. I say, Jesus, can you wait? He said, wait what? Keep this one aside. How are you? Hey! If you understand how to put pressure to get revelation from scriptures, you will know that there are certain revelations, once there's an interruption, it goes. Because for you to get revelation from scriptures, you must put pressure. That's what the Bible says, and they pressed on him to hear the word. Luke chapter 5. It is pressure on the word that extracts revelation from it. So when she just come like that, she said, I am studying. She said, study what? Keep this one. And you must understand that marriage, before God, is marriage before ministry. It's not ministry before marriage. Yes, it's marriage. How God sees it, marriage before ministry. And for a man, that's for the woman. As a man, when you grow up, it is money first before marriage. Then before ministry. It's money first, money. All right. Are you getting anything? So, the first thing you must understand in the relationship is self-worth. Self-worth. Love yourself. If you love yourself, no one can unlove you. If you love yourself, anyone that doesn't love you has lost something valuable. Love yourself. The reason why some people feel down and feel depressed, when somebody walks away from your life, you are feeling depressed, you are feeling down. There are people that become sick when they have a breakup. They become sick. I used to know a young lady in church. Anytime you see her in all services, know that somebody just broke her heart. Anytime you see her then, as we lived, just know a guy has walked out. So then she's in America now. Then now I know is when I see her Bible study, she's there, services, she's there, everything, she's there, Sunday, she's there, she's committed. I'll call her and say, what happened? Men has come. What did he do? She will talk and talk and talk and explain. This and this is where you made a mistake and all that. The problem she had was she lacked self-love. Even the Bible tells you the platform or premise on which you love anybody or even your neighbor is that you must first love your neighbor as. That is the platform for any relationship. Never seek for love. People enter a relationship because they are lonely. God does not give you a partner because you are lonely. God gives you a partner because you are alone. He didn't say Adam was lonely. He said Adam was alone. Love yourself. Love yourself. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. Say, I love myself. Say that again. Say that again. Do you love yourself? That's what matters. When you love yourself, no one, if anybody walks out of your life, they have lost a fortune. They have lost a fortune.
Feels like a dream.
The accolades or the praise singings of people. So you keep noticing some things. Oh, you don't show love. You don't show me love. You are not even saying the right things. Why? Because you don't have enough right things you say to yourself. You don't have enough right. You know, there's something I know about Jesus. It's esteem. Jesus had it. It was so bad one time that the disciples came across some people that were casting out demons in his name, but they were not with him. They were casting out demons in his name. And they said, we saw some people casting out demons in your name. Why are they doing that? He said, shh. He that is not against us is for us. Calm down. In fact, let me show you another form of esteem. People walked away. They were 120. They dropped to 70. 70. One day, Jesus was preaching. I don't know the message Jesus preached that day. That 58... He lost 58 members. 70 dropped to 12. And as they left, I was expecting to say, no, that's not what I said. He turned to the remaining 12. Will you also go away? That's esteem. That's somebody who loved himself. Will you also go away? Do you want to go? In other words, you can join them. I am not looking for validation. Only a man who knows esteem can talk like that. Am I communicating here? Someone will sit down and start crying. But when you know, now just imagine those who left and those who stayed. There was a difference. When people leave you, don't let them meet you the way they left you. What will make an ex come back to you if you are not a stupid person? And you are still available. An ex came back, you are still available, same level. God brings back your ex to check if you are still a fool. God brings back your ex to check if you are still a fool. What will make somebody leave you after 3 years? You are still the same level. You are still so available that I can say, let's continue from where we... Same level. You should have grown to a point where you are not available for somebody of that level. When people can barge in and barge out of your life, barge in and barge out of your life, barge in and barge out of your life, it shows that you have no self-worth. When somebody works out, develop yourself so much that when they see you or they hear of you, they're like, wow. It's an honor they once crossed your path. Amen. Self-worth, love yourself. And self-worth begins with self-discovery. If you don't know yourself, you can't love yourself. If you don't know yourself, you can't love yourself. It's not about, you know, do an analysis. Do an analysis. You discover that among the 10 richest men in the world, only 2 or 3 are married. First, second divorce. Elon Musk, you know that. Jeff Bezos, you know that. They are divorced. Now, for them to attain that level of wealth monetarily, they are not stupid. Are you aware? You can't be among the richest men in the world and be a fool. You are wise. But how come they failed in marriage? Because marriage is not for takers. Marriage is for givers. But how did they become rich? They have a mentality of taking. To become rich, you must have a mentality of how to combat and collect and collect. But they didn't understand that a part of them should be ready to give. Marriage is not for takers, it's for givers. As you're entering the, what is marriage? Father, it's time. Give me a man who I can lavish love and care for. It's not give me a man that can take me out of my father's house. God wants a husband, not a kidnapper. Lord, give me a woman that will cook for me, that will wash my clothes. Go to and get a laundry. Go and get a cook. That's what you are looking for. A person that you have enough vision and now you want to share that vision. Someone that can help you carry the vision. So you need somebody, even if you are a man that God has blessed, you are working, you are busy, you are laboring, you are making money, give me someone that can help me plan. I am very good. I can look at this thing. I can look at this thing now, for example. And I can look at it critically and bring out 7 ways we can make money from this. That's the kind of mind I have. Not church, oh. There's no money in church. I'm being honest to you. Church actually takes from you. In business, I can tell you 7 ways that this thing can bring money. I can tell you how you can give a factory on how they can get the label. That can bring money. How you can get the knob, that too can bring money. How you can get water, but the truth is this. After I get the money, I don't know how to keep it. Are you following what I'm talking about? I can't. I don't know how to keep money. I can make money, but I don't know how to keep money. So, what do I now need? Somebody that knows how. So, those were the things, when I had that friend, those were the things I was looking at. A pastor cannot marry a jealous woman. There was one pastor, the wife, somebody hugged the husband. The wife didn't talk. She went to the door to wait. As the lady was going, just pull the wig. Come here! Pull off her wig. You want to snatch my woo? You can't. Because a pastor... Which English do I use now? A pastor is public liability. So you have to be ready. So it's not as though that woman is bad, but that is not what our life. And you cannot say because you want to be a good woman, you have to force yourself to fit into the role of a pastor's wife. Are you what I'm talking about? You can't. Self-discovery. Number 2, salvation. If you are not born again, please don't enter a relationship. Because Hey, you attract your kind. If you don't have a relationship with God, don't enter a relationship with man. Two of you are just a disaster. You don't know Jesus, yes, don't know man. If you are not born again, when we say things like that, people are like, eh? At salvation, it's a relationship between, it's a triangle. It's a triangle. If you are not, you marry a young man because he's an unbeliever. 2 Corinthians 6:14, be not unequally yoked with unbeliever. Salvation, your knowledge of God, having a relationship with God, and you have abundance of it, is what spurs and sponsors your relationship with any person. When I was young, if you grew up in the barrack, you know how barrack boys are stubborn and bad. How many of you grew up in the barrack? Okay. You know, if you grew up in the barrack, you know when you were younger, you were stubborn. Except you have parents that were really watching. So there was a boy that knows how to pretend before his parents. The first time I took a puff of cigarette, I was in primary 5. You know, in barrack, you used to have uncles. Uncles are the new intake into the police force that just joined. They'll tell you to go and buy cigarettes. And they are very bad. They can tell you, take it. You be man. You be man. Take up. No shake. Take up. So you take it, your uncle, take. Eat your head, yes, man. See, I don't teach you to be man by smoking, primary 5. So I started smoking in primary 5. When I said this, my father was looking. He didn't know. When I was in GSS1 was the first time I took weed. Yes. I remember when I took weed, I was climbing wall. You know, your pastor will tell you everything. You know, I don't know how to pretend. I'll tell you so that if all of that, God can still use me. He can use you. So the first time I took weed, I was in another realm. Everybody became small. So I was seeing men as trees. Yeah. But this is what happened. The person that taught me how to do that, when they are praying, they were going to Catholic. You hold this, I'm not speaking against the Catholic Church, but they were going to Catholic. You hold this scapular. So my mother now called me one day. Look at you. You play football. Look at you. Can't you be like him? So, the day my mother called me, come. Shall you see him? They follow him, look at ourselves. We just winked at ourselves. You know, I was laughing. I said, I better pass this boy. But you can see how he was so perfect that nobody knew he was doing that. So I was very close to him. We'll teach you how to. Child of God, you don't know the level of peace you have if you are following Jesus.